We were talking about the main person, that is sender. The sender, the communication process begin with the sender, right? And it ends on the receiver. That and in this whole process, we will discuss that how you will convey or send your message. The sender must have an idea that is going to be discussed. The communication process begins when the sender has an idea. The form of idea may be influenced by complex factors surrounding the senders. These factors may include mood, frame of reference, background, culture, and physical makeup, as well as the context of the situation and many other factors. Senders must shape their ideas based on their own experiences and assumptions. This is very easy and clear cut instruction that the person who is supposed to send a message must have an idea that what is the basic idea or the message he is going to convey towards the sender. So a clear idea must be conveyed easily. If it is not conveying easily, if the sender has no idea the background culture and the physical makeup or the frame of reference, so it will not be easy for him to send his idea or the message. The next, that is the step that we will discuss here. It is about the sender encodes the idea. That it means how he will clearly describe the message, whether it is formally or informally. Let's suppose if it is a meeting, informal or formal. So the sender must have an idea that what are the words or what are the means that can convey easily or describe easily the message in both forms, formally or informally. A major problem in communicating any message verbally is that words have different meanings for different people. So if you are conducting a meeting, informal meeting, so the wording must be different. In the same way, if you are conducting a meeting for a formal purpose or formally, the wording will be totally different. So it depends on the nature of the meeting or the idea, whether it is formal or informal. So recognizing how easy it is to be misunderstood. Skilled communicators choose familiar concrete words. In choosing proper words and symbols, senders must be alert to the receiver's communication skills. So this is very easy and clear cut, that the sender or the person uh, who is going to interact towards the receiver or the audience. If you are standing in a market and you don't know that what is the type of the audience or what type of mentalities you are going to interact, you have no idea about the audience, so it will create 100% hurdles in on your way, that how you will conveying your idea. So if you have clear idea about the audience, or the if you are fully equipped with the communication best communication skills, so it will definitely help you to convey your message towards the audience. And if you are not fully aware from the communication skills, you are poor in communicating the people, your attitude, background, experiences and culture, you don't have any idea, including a smiling face in an announcement, or how you will interact being formal and informal in both ways. So it will on the both side either prove your idea or message successful, and in the same way it will also fail if you are not fully equipped. The next step, that is about the channel, uh, that which type of channel you will use. The sender selects channel, transmits and message. How he will do this, the medium over which the message travels is the channel. It is simply the medium as well as the language. Messages may be delivered by computer, wireless networks, smartphones, letter, memorandum, report, announcement, image, spoken words, fax, web page, or some other channels. Today's messages are increasingly carried over digital network with much opportunity for distraction and breakdown. So receivers may be overloaded with incoming messages. The next then there is also the fourth was that how the receiver or the person to whom the sender is going to interact receives or decodes the message. It is called you can say trans you can say translate the message or describe the message. That the receiver's message, the individual to whom the message is intended in the receiver. Translating the message from its symbol form into meaning involves decoding. You can simply take decoding as understanding of the message. Only when the receiver understands the meaning intended by the sender that it successfully decodes the message. देखिए जब तक मैसेज की प्रॉपर अंडरस्टैंडिंग क्लियर नहीं होती द नेचर ऑफ द मैसेज और द नेचर ऑफ द कंटेंट दैट आर डिस्कस इन द मैसेज ये क्लियर नहीं होंगे ऑडियंस को या पब्लिक को तो यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड you will not be able to get success in your purpose. So the decoding of the message should be plain and understanding for the receiver as well. नेक्स्ट हमारा जो स्टेप आता है इट इज़ कॉल्ड फीडबैक और रिटर्न्स टू सेंडिंग. लेट्स सपोज यू हैव डिलीवर्ड योर मैसेज, you have conveyed it by encoding, or you have cleared it by the proper selection of the channel by transmitting the message. The last that is very important is feedback, that how you will convey the message without any barrier. The verbal and non-verbal responses of the receiver create feedback, a vital part of the communication process. Feedback helps the sender know that the message was received and understood. Sender can encourage feedback by asking questions such as, am I making myself clear, and is there anything you don't understand? So this is a very natural thing that you must be aware of, that if even if during teaching at the end of the session or lecture, teacher must have a session for questioning. So this is for the feedback, that whether the students are getting the objectives which teacher is trying to achieve, whether the students have understand the lecture or not. So this is called the feedback. If they are creating questioning, relevant questioning, it means that the sender or the teacher has got the success in conveying the lecture or the message that he is uh, sending towards the audience. So sender can encourage feedback by asking questions. So this is the same thing if the sender is well aware of the audience, or he has fully knowledge of the communication skills. So at the end he will definitely ask or raise questioning in the form of feedback to make sure his message is conveyed uh, successfully or not. The next writing process that we will discuss is the using of the 3 by 3 writing process as a guide. Its objective is clearly recognizing the goals of business writing, summarize the 3 by 3 writing process, and explain how it guides a writer. Today, with new media and digital technologies enable you to choose from innumerable communication channels to create, transmit, and respond to message. Nearly all business communication, however, revolves around writing. Whether you are preparing a message that will be delivered digitally, orally, or in print, that message requires thinking and writing. So this is the main point, that thinking and writing. In this process you will definitely think, and after this you will definitely write your message. Many of your messages will be digital. A digital message may be defined as one that is generated, stored, processed, and transmitted electronically by computers using strings of positive and non-positive binary codes. ठीक है, अब बाइनरी कोड्स क्या होते हैं? जैसे मैथ्स के कोड्स होते हैं, ठीक है। तो इसमें क्या होगा कि जो डिजिटल जो मैसेज है, जो हम कन्वे करते हैं विद द यूज़ ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉनिकली, जिसको हम कन्वे करते हैं बाय द यूज़ ऑफ कंप्यूटर, ठीक है। दैट डेफिनेशन encompasses many forms including email, Facebook, posts, tweets and other messages. For our purpose, we will focus primarily on messages exchange on the job. Let's the next that is about the defining your business writing goal. That why you are uh, defining your business goal, that how you will define them. One thing you should immediately recognize about business writing is that it differs from other writing you have done in preparing high school or college compositions or term papers as well. You're probably focused on discussing your feelings and displaying your knowledge. Your instructor wanted to see your thought process, and they wanted assurance that you had internalized the subject matter. You may have had to meet a minimum word count. Business writing is definitely not like that. It's all uh, it it's also differs from personal text you may exchange with your friends and family. Why? Because this is purely a professional language or professional way of communication, in which you will have to be perform professionally. In business, it also enables you to stay connected and express your feelings. In the workplace, however, you will want your writing to be purposeful, number one, economical, and audience oriented. Now, what is meant by purposeful? Uh, it means that you will be writing to solve problems and convey information. You will have a definite strategy to fulfill in each message. And being economical means you will try to present ideas clearly but concisely. Length is not rewarded. Uh, this simply means that your selection of the words should be precise and economical at the same time. Then the next is audience oriented. You will concentrate on looking at the problem from the perspective of the audience instead of seeing it from your own. Uh, this is clearly that whatever you are going to plan or whatever you are going to perform, this is the audience is your main thing in this process, that you cannot ignore at any step, because this is all definitely all about the audience, or this is all about the receiver, for which or for whom the sender is doing the efforts. So these distinctions actually ease your task. If you are clear about the audience perspective, it will definitely make your task ease. You won't be searching your imagination for creative topic ideas. You won't be stretching your ideas to make them appear longer. Writing consultants and business people complain that many college graduates and uh, this is all about actually that how you will be audience oriented throughout the process of business communication. Writing is the Harvard Business Review. Okay, I will leave this because this is not you can read by yourself on the book as well. The next that we will introduce is introducing the 3 by 3 writing process. ठीक है जी? And what are these writing process? This is pre-writing, drafting and revising. अब pre-writing में हम चीज़ क्या डिस्कस करेंगे? This is actually analyze. ठीक है? What is your purpose? What do you want to receive? What do you want? What do you want the receiver to do or believe? What channel should you choose? Face to face conversation, group meeting, email, memo, letter, report, blog, or wiki tweet, etc. and then anticipate that profile the how you will profile your audience. You will have a clear profile of your audience in this process. What does the receiver already know? Will the receiver's response be neutral, positive, or negative? How will this affect your organizational strategy? And then the adaptation. What techniques can you use to adapt your message to its audience? How can you promote feedback? Strive to use positive conversational and courteous language. So in pre-writing, we will all discuss these things. Now, what is meant by drafting? The second phase. First, we discuss about the pre-writing. So the first phase of the writing process prepares you to write. That how you will be able to write. What are the steps that you will take, uh, and what are the information that you will definitely have in this process. It involves analyzing the audience and your purpose of writing. The audience for your message will be other franchise owners, some highly educated and others not. Your purpose is writing is to convince them that a change in policy would improve customer service. Now I will explain this pre-writing. देखिए, I've told you that in all this process हमारी जो है audience, या you can say this is the story as I have already told you all about uh, between the two persons, that is sender and the receiver. So receiver कौन है? It is our audience. और सेंडर कौन है? सेंडर आप है. ठीक है, उसमें अगर आपको अपनी ऑडियंस का आइडिया नहीं है, यू डोंट नो दैट हाउ यू विल communicate, you don't have the proper use of wording or selection or the proper information, or you don't have the idea about the audience, you don't have a profile of your audience, it means your purpose is going to fail desperately. Why? Because you have no idea about the audience. ठीक है, you don't know that what type of message or sorry, that what type of audience you will interact. So for this you will have a proper profile, a ready profile for of your audience. And if you have a proper analysis of the pre-writing, that what is the purpose of your pre-writing, if you have analyzed the situation, if you have analyzed each and every step, then you will be able to anticipate. If you anticipate, you will definitely have a an ideal profile of your audience. And if you have a ideal profile of your audience, then you will definitely think about the techniques which you will use for this purpose. तो हमारे पास जो नेक्स्ट चीज़ आती है वो है ड्राफ्टिंग में. दैट हाउ यू विल ड्राफ्ट. द सेकेंड फेज इन्वॉल्व्स रिसर्चिंग, organizing, and then drafting the message. In researching information for this message, you would probably investigate other kinds of businesses that use single lines for customers. You might check your competitors, what are Wendy's or Burger King's doing. ठीक है, देखिए, किसी भी मार्केट के अंदर in which you are standing, you have to face your competitors. So if there are competitors, you must have the idea about your competitors, the nature of your competitors, what are they doing, what are their activities on, and what are their preferences on which, what are their future goals on which they are working. So इसके लिए क्या आपको चाहिए होगी? Research. You will gather definitely data, uh, you will gather definitely information to provide the facts. ठीक है, you will search company files, previous correspondence, and the internet. What do you need to know to write this message? How much does the audience already know? Maybe because you are standing in a market uh, that is full of competitors. तो इसमें क्या होगा कि आपका जो आइडिया है और योर बिजनेस मैसेज है और द वे ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन है, इट शुड हैज़ इट्स ओन इंडिविजुअलिटी. you should be clear about that whatever the information or whatever the message or ideas you are going to discuss, whether they are already known in the audience or not. ठीक है, हो सकता है आपका कोई आइडिया, समटाइम्स ऐसे होता है कि हम लोग किसी कॉमन सी चीज़ के बारे में बात करते हैं दैट इज़ ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्टिंग इन द मार्केट, ठीक है, लेकिन अब उस मार्केट के अंदर क्या है, लेट्स सपोज इफ़ वी टेक अ प्रोडक्ट ऑफ सम क्रीम, ठीक है, अब मार्केट में ऑलरेडी क्रीम्स बहुत ज़्यादा आ चुकी है, सो ऑडियंस मस्ट हैव द आइडिया अबाउट क्रीम्स, वी आर ऑल्सो टॉकिंग अबाउट सम गुड क्रीम टाइप ऑफ क्रीम, ठीक है, अब इसको हमने कैसे प्रोडक्टिव बनाना है, हाउ वी विल मेक इट individually high by making it different from the other products. So this is all about our audience needs or the market value which we will know. हमने कैसे stand करना है individually in the market that is already filled with the competitors. So this all depends on our communication skills, that how we will communicate with our audience, being different with the idea in a process of conveying differently, ठीक है जी। तो नेक्स्ट जो है वो हमारा क्या है, ऑर्गेनाइज डायरेक्ट मैसेज विद द बिग आइडिया फर्स्ट, followed by an explanation in the body and an action request in the closing, ठीक है। अब इसके अंदर क्या आता है हमारा, how we will organize our idea, or how we will organize the information. Once you have collected enough information, you would focus on organizing your message. Should you start out by offering your solution, or should you work up to it slowly, describing the problem, presenting your evidence, and then ending with the solution? The final step is the second phase of the writing process, is actually drafting the letter. So this is definitely going towards the final step, that is the drafting, right ji? At this point many writers write quickly, realizing that they will polish their ideas when they revise. So ड्राफ्ट के अंदर हम क्या चीज़ें करेंगे, वी विल प्रिपेयर अ फर्स्ट ड्राफ्ट यूजुअली क्विकली, then we will focus on short clear sentences using the active voice, build paragraphs coherence by repeating key ideas, using pronouns and incorporating appropriate uh, transitional expressions, ठीक है। अब इसमें क्या आएगा कि हमारे जो पैराग्राफ्स हैं या मैसेज के अंदर जो हमारी बॉडी है, इट शुड बी इंटरलिंक्ड और इंटरकनेक्टेड। अगर इसके अंदर हमारी लिंक जो है वो आइडियाज़ के अंदर शो हो रही है, लेट्स सपोज अगर एक जो टॉपिक जो है वो दूसरे टॉपिक को कवर कर रहा है, इट मीन्स वी हैव इंटरलिंक्ड आवर आइडियाज़ और वी हैव अ प्रॉपर चेन ऑफ आइडियाज़ दैट इज़ कनेक्टिंग with each and every coming step. So it will definitely draft our message in a more proper form, and then we will come towards the revising. The third phase of the process involves editing, proofreading, and evaluating your message. So these are the very important points जिसमें एडिटिंग आएगी, ठीक है, प्रूफ रीडिंग आएगी एंड इवेल्यूशन आएगी। अब एडिटिंग में क्या आ जाएगा कि आप उसको रिवाइज करेंगे, व्हेन यू विल अगेन रिवाइज योर मैसेज, so definitely you will edit your message to be sure how you will show that it is clear, concise, conversational और readable, ठीक है। so these points must be added clearly, कि अगर तो आपका मैसेज जो है वो क्लियर है, ठीक है, कंसाइज है, यानी कि प्रॉपर यूज़ ऑफ सिलेक्शन जो वर्ड्स है वो की गई है, ठीक है, और कंसाइज है, कंडेंस स्टाइल है आपका, और कन्वर्सेशनल स्टाइल है, और वेदर इट इज़ रीडेबल और नॉट, ठीक है। तो देन यू विल रिवाइज टू एलिमिनेट वर्डी फिलर्स, लॉन्ग लीडिंग, यू कैन से कि लॉन्ग सेंटेंसेस, और उसके बाद क्या आएगा, आप उसमें रिडंडेंसीज और द ट्राइट बिजनेस फ्रेजेस जो हैं उसके अंदर आप क्या करेंगे, उनको रीशेप करेंगे, रिवाइज करेंगे, उसके अंदर एडिटिंग करेंगे, और देन आप फिर उसके बाद एडिटिंग के बाद यू विल मूव फॉरवर्ड टूवर्ड्स प्रूफ रीडिंग। अच्छा, प्रूफ रीडिंग के अंदर क्या होगा, यू विल टेक टाइम टू रीड एवरी मैसेज केयरफुली, look for errors on spellings, grammar, punctuations, names, and numbers. ठीक है, if you find anything wrong in your proofreading, then you will definitely edit more ideas or more words, or by focusing on the errors. And at the end you will also and evaluate your message. How you will evaluate that, will this message achieve your purpose? This is the main purpose, because you are interacting, or you are building, or you are communicating, or you are writing a message for some purpose. If it is not clearly conveying your message, it means you are not supposed to get success in your purpose. So it should be very clear that the purpose or the goal which you have in your mind, is it uh, corresponding or not, or is it providing com- completeness to your message or not. ठीक है, does the tone sound pleasant and friendly rather than curt, right जी? So these are the steps that you will discuss, and you will revise in all these points. And the next we will also discuss in the next lecture the previous further points.